All right, everybody. So a miracle has happened, and instead of it being like 8:30 at night when we actually start the stream, we are starting it in just a minute. We are all here. We're all on camera. I can see everyone's face. It's a miracle. We are here. This time it is none of our faults. We are going, I think, as quick as we can tonight. So we are going live. There we are. All right. So I messed up a window size because that's what I do. Because I'm good at this computer stuff. Uh, and you know what? Whatever. That works for me. That size is fine. I don't care. You know.
Yeah, faces. We're actually on reasonable schedule here for
A
once.
freaking miracle, right? Oh my god, look, and I have Kirt actually looking halfway like in the square where he belongs. Or the rectangle. I'm sorry, everyone. Anyways, tonight we are talking about all kinds of fun stuff. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday night with Kirtaner, and of course, our wonderful 420 Chan crew in the chat, which I'm sure is going to be a bit lively tonight, as the site has had some fun this week.
Yes, they have.
So, yeah, everyone. So, I want to open up tonight on the right tone. So, if you're all ready for the right tone, I want to introduce you to my good friend Kirtaner here, the cross-dressing hacker who took over America. Watch this. Watch this, because here is the hackers are all a bunch of, to use their word, transvestites. But we all know that's a derogatory term at this point, and you should be saying cross-dressers. But we learn later that, of course, this person is just really a Trump-supporting, Proud Boy-supporting, right-wing nutjob, and not really one of us. So it's probably a QAnon person, who knows.
Mind you, I do look good in a skirt.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, I don't know if you look as good as Adrian Chen, but
I've got a picture that's it's on the same tier.
All right.
I've done things.
But yeah, so it turns out that Aubrey is a supposed cross-dressing hacker who has taken over Anonymous, and that's, I guess, the story in this thread. There's a whole thread if you want to go look at this Ren Clark 2's thing. It's boy, is it interesting.
One of those people that likes to dress up in a Guy Fawkes facade on social media and just be a complete and utter shitlord. I love him. That's my favorite genre of Twitter shitlord, really.
Yeah, really. I mean, it is, really. I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, as you kind of get out there and you do a lot more, these people come out of the woodwork. They all show up, So this time now, not only is there a Reuters article this week, but there's also the HBO documentary. And,
yes.
And so there's even more crazies coming your way and saying all kinds of insane shit like this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like it's been a nonstop ride ever since Parler, pretty much. Parler, and then everything going down with Gab, and the whole Andrew Torba ranting about mentally ill trans demon hackers. And now I guess I have joined the trans demon hacker team in its entirety, being a crossdresser.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like in the chat, someone has said Rule 34 Kirtaner as Rocky Horror.
I wish to be the little girl.
Well, I'm guessing they are talking about you actually being, Frankie. That would be my assumption. I don't think you make a good Brad, personally.
They don't feel like a Brad.
The one thing I am happy about, I think, maybe, I'm not sure if I'm really happy about this, but that when I did Rocky for 6 years, and I did every weekend, Friday and Saturday night, and I would rotate between being Brad or being, cross-dressing lead, trying to replace one of my heroes on stage twice a week. It was the 90s, the mid-90s, and there just weren't many people with cameras around. Yeah. So there's not much video of me up on stage leading the time warp, or doing the virgin treatment or anything else we did on every Friday and Saturday night.
Let's do the time warp again.
Oh, good times. Yeah, right. Like, woo.
I'm a dad now. That's the thing.
To a healthy baby.
To a healthy baby boy, Dade Anduin Coddle.
Awesome.
He's now a day old, almost 2 days old.
And the hospital's happy. They've released everything's like, you're just golden.
Yes, everything is golden. Yeah.
Nice.
They just discharged from the hospital earlier today.
Nice.
And everything is good with that. So yep, thank you.
Right.
It's weird. I have offspring. It's terrifying. I can't wait for that little.
I know that feeling.
That little guy's gonna be a tier 1 shitlord online someday, and I can't wait.
You are going to train them well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we have gave our kids their first systems. We gave them both iPads when they were 3. They each got their first system at 3, and
this kid's getting a Linux laptop with Arch.
Oh yeah, but not at 3. That's like 5.
Yes. No,
like
okay,
they got their first
maybe.
like real machine at like 5. At 3 you're still getting them better with like their writing and their typing and all that. So you just give them something that gets them started.
Oh yeah, I'll give them a Pine phone or some kind of Linux device.
Yeah. I mean, Arch is just a little complicated at 3. Maybe you want to give them like Ubuntu at 3, but explain to them that
okay.
this is we're gonna move you off of this when you're ready for it.
When I was a kid, when I had Linux when I was a kid, we didn't have fancy package managers. Okay, RPM hell was a very real thing. Dependency hell and RPM hell. I would spend hours.
I still hate RPM, and I can't. I can never come back from the trauma of RPM hell.
My first full-time Linux distribution was a retail copy of Red Hat 5 point something, and I spent more time looking up what shared libraries were missing from RPMs I was trying to install. I swear, like 4 hours of every day was just Googling what RPM I needed to install to get a shared library in order to get another shared library in order to install the thing I wanted, only to realize that it wasn't anything fun, and I should probably Google what I'm trying to install before. Oh, Google didn't even really exist yet. Dogpile. I should have dogpiled what I wanted to install before I actually installed it.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah. When I was 5.
I played with the doctor's little toy distribution before he went Gen 2 with the 2. He was an interesting guy.
When I was 5, I already had 5-inch floppies with source code for Apple Basic and stuff on them. And I would just spend all my time in kindergarten over by the Apple IIs and Commodore 64s playing with them.
Yep.
Where the teachers were understandably upset with me for
my first distro was SLS, Soft Landing. About 3 months before it kind of stopped being maintained, and then came back, but I just decided not to upgrade because we heard rumors that someone was actually trying to make a much better system, and it was like maybe 6 months later, like mid '93, that Slackware finally actually came out with something we could install. It didn't have installers. I have
Slackware on floppies still.
Yeah, you still had to get the discs. Like you needed the N disc for networking. You still needed to get all the the tarballs. But I started
30 floppies to install Slackware on a 20 megabyte hard drive on the fucking 386 laptop that was so heavy I could barely lift the thing. I was so little.
I was lucky. I had a local guy who was a bit of I don't know how else to say this. He was a bit of a purist. He was almost like a Richard Stallman type in the way he acted. And he was upset when he found out that in late '92 I wasn't already running Linux. And he gave me a talking to about me being on the wrong side of things. And I think I was very lucky that I had someone that early on bring me over. And when I was like, what the... He literally came over with floppies and got it installed for me. Because, I mean, that early on, it was really fucking hard to get SLS installed. That was not an easy system. Yeah.
For some reason, my grade school had an SGI workstation just sitting in the school, like an SGI oxygen or something.
Nice.
So I would just spend time in the school library in like grade 3 and 4 playing with this high-powered Unix workstation that really nobody could figure out why it was there. I've never actually played with a machine with SGI kit outside.
Just running IRIX?
Yeah, just running IRIX.
Nice.
So I had a lot of young exposure to Unix environments anyway, and my dad was doing sysadmin stuff, working at an ISP, and I've talked about him being a hobbyist in the BBS scene before. So like, I don't think I went more than 2 or 3 months at a time for a lot of my youth without blowing away my hard drive and installing a different operating system.
I did the same thing like all the time. Oh my god. There were a lot of hobbyist OSs at that point too, especially after the DOS 6 source code leak. A lot more hobbyist OSs happened once people, started to understand a little better.
I like how you mentioned Richard Stallman, and I don't even know if you want to go to that topic at all.
Not a fan.
I'm fine skipping that one.
I will say not a fan. But I will also say thank you, Doxy and Jeremy and Danatomi and everyone else for the subs and all the other fun stuff. You guys are awesome. But yes, Stallman can go fuck himself.
Yes,
and that's
I hope they kick him to the curb again. Really.
Yeah. The fact that he's back on the board is.
Yeah, notice that they waited until the end of Labor Planet or whatever that conference was before they announced it. Yeah, obviously, they knew it was going to be problematic.
Yep.
And that man is, if anything, problematic.
Always remember one thing, and this will be the end of it. I'm not going to go on for an hour about this man, but remember one thing. He believes that the usage, the viewing, the holding of child pornography should not be illegal, and that because people want it and have it, that does not create the need for more to be made. So he does not believe that possession and liking of the stuff actually leads to more exploitation of children. And I can say this.
He was making excuses for Jeffrey Epstein as well. That's why he was dismissed in the first place.
I can say this as a fact because guess what? We've been calling him out on this for 30 years. And when he got sick of responding to us all about yelling at him for this, he posted it to his website at stallman.org. This was like, I think in 03, so it was way back. It's still on there. You can still Google it, and on stallman.org, there is still his explanation for the fact that they should be let off scot-free for possession.
Death Vegetable of CDC fame was just recently telling us just a small anecdote of his experience, personal experience with Richard Stallman in his youth. Because when he was 16 years old, he took a job and quit after 3 days. Being a typist for Richard Stallman in his home, and it was quite a ride for him, and he could only take it for 3 days before he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm going back to the pumpkin patch and working on a farm for half the money, fuck that.
Yeah, so I've been to Libre Planet and a few of the others with him there, and I've been in small rooms when he's walked in with like only 4 or 5 of us, and I just leave the room. I can't be near that guy and actually like not want to just fucking scream at him. So he's horrible.
He got away, like people put up with his shit for way too long. I mean, I get it, like his contributions to the free software world are one thing, but you can't, like, you're sending a message that people like that are tolerated.
Well, you can give that argument about separating the person from the art that people give when they really like an actor's product, but they now hate the actor. Like fans of Kevin Spacey. But it doesn't work. It's a bad argument.
It's a bad argument, and with him, it's so intertwined. Like, he is the art, essentially. Yeah. You can't look at one without the other. And yeah, it's amazing that he lasted as long as he did.
I'm still surprised they literally haven't caught him with stuff that like would get him incriminated. Like, it's mind blowing to me with the comments he's made in the past. But let's move on from the whole Stallman thing, because at this point everyone effing knows, and he's still on the board. They brought him back. What the? Anyways, so
you mentioned him. I had to bring it up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree, and I don't mind mentioning it. Especially on Punch a Nazi Day, which happens to be every day. But
Shout
you
out to
know,
Eternal September.
indeed. Well, now I have to ask which one.
First one.
Okay, good.
It's
Because
entire. You know,
September
the people
'93
that get it
sucked.
are gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. September '93 sucked for anyone who doesn't know. Um, fuck you, AOL. Fuck you, Steve. But anyways, so let's talk about the other really like what the fuck moment. Uh, People reading through the indictments, the paperwork, and everything that the U.S. government and the DOJ specifically are bringing against Tillie have figured out that they're trying to sneak new hacking charges in under the charge of wire fraud. They're calling some of the stuff wire fraud. How are it doesn't even come close to like this is them stacking more charges on to get the total like years possible up high enough that someone might plea, you know, like that's what it is.
Yeah. So talking about something on Twitter is not wire fraud. Giving a discussion on poor security and exposed Git repositories for a regional DEF CON chapter is not wire fraud.
No.
Selling T-shirts on Teespring with silly hacker related
yeah, the Hacksaws T-shirts.
Yeah, the Hacksaws T-shirts is not wire fraud. That is not proceeds from crime.
No.
Just all of this is like, realistically speaking, all they're doing is making the case look like a complete utter farce and a joke. Yeah. And this is going to be a real show. I mean, like Tillie was already memeing on the whole threat actor space with the whole APT 69420 arson cats, you know, anarchist persistent threat. Like that was a whole joke. And all of a sudden the DOJ is shitting bricks and thinking, oh fuck, this is an actual thing that we need to pounce now. We need to pounce now.
Right.
And realistically speaking, as far as what Tillie did with the Verkada disclosure,
yep,
that was actually very, very responsible as far as things go, because the whole having a root shell within the Cloudflare network, that could have been.
That's an amazing amount of the internet's traffic. Like, and you can use their own words to explain that, because Cloudflare have said some of their issues with maybe possibly censoring something or maybe possibly removing a site from their services is the simple fact that now they're above like 20% of the entire traffic on the internet goes through their network. Maybe it's even closer to 30 at this point, because that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's way more. Like, so, you're hard pressed to find something that is not sitting behind Cloudflare than you are.
So if you have a root shell inside of that network, that's a fuck ton of traffic you might have access to. That's scary.
Yeah, and highlight did Cloudflare a favor, and the DOJ repaid this favor alongside all of these privacy abuses by moving up a raid of her residence by a full week. Yeah, they were already planning this, and they moved it up by a full week, probably thinking, oh, okay, we're gonna get him. This is gonna be the bust of a lifetime. Like, what fucking bust? Tillie is known for Google dorking. Like, all of Tillie's work is just showing how absolutely fucking absurdly poor the security posture is of all of these corporations, finding stuff by spending hours with creative Google searches and just shitting all over them. So if at that point, realistically speaking, what are you trying to criminalize by throwing the book at them? You're criminalizing creative Google usage. End of the day. Remove the in text. Remove cite. Like what the.
My mic died. You know, I'm back. Yeah.
Remove the in text operator. Remove the cite operator.
Yeah, it's
just crazy. Like all of these various wildcard operators and all of these ways that you can make Google do your bidding. Fact is, if they actually gave a shit and cared about any of this stuff, they would probably have done that research themselves on their own organizations to make sure that none of that shit was out there. That's the whole point of having a security team within your organization.
And again, for anyone who doesn't know, the thing that ended up pushing this over the edge where they decided to move everything up and come in like that day was a hack that they say, which was not. The company Verdaca had admin credentials on a publicly exposed website that was not set to no index. You can tell the Google bot not to index certain pages. That's not even strong enough, but literally just even the most minute bit of security wasn't there. Nothing. Yep. It was just in the Google index. You could just Google admin passwords.
Yep. Fact is, if you're running Google Chrome, which, you know, most people, their daily driver is going to be Chrome, you should probably stop doing that and use Firefox. Or if you're using the Google DNS server 8888 or 8844. Yep. Fact is, doesn't matter if you're doing it within your intranet or within your organization. When you're using these platforms, unless you're going and neutering all of the metrics going back to Google, then they're going to be capturing this data. And next thing you know, these internal systems that are for some reason exposed to the public internet, even though they're probably not supposed to be, those are going to be passively submitted to Google spiders to index because it's a live site on the internet. They have now become aware of it. It's a real thing. So they're going to fucking index that shit.
Yeah, which they absolutely
Robots.txt is not a new fucking thing. Neither are all of the like HTTP headers to not index. Like all of this shit.
There are a million ways to keep things from being indexed without even putting a password on it.
Don't use robots.txt. Actually, the reason why I actually do use it to make my life easier. But
but
when you use robots.txt, that means that you're giving a threat actor the ability to see what is not wanted to be indexed. And it's a very, very easy way to get a map of the internals of the organization.
Robots.txt contains quite a lot of admin URLs. It's a great little vector.
There are HTTP headers that are standard that you should be using as an organization to make sure that shit does not get fucking indexed. There are response codes. You can do referrer checks. It's like it.
Yeah.
All this is doing is highlighting how fucking bad.
Your admin interfaces should be only accessible from an internally run VPN.
Okay,
sure, we're going a little far here, but like, there are some basics that like weren't in place here. This was just an index password in Google that Tillie Googled, right? I mean, that's the alleged what we
There's
believe
even
here. Firewalling.
Like even if your site is behind Cloudflare, you can set page rules. You can set all kinds of shit. Yeah. That blocks the innards of your organization from the public eye. And like I'm gonna say, back 10 years ago, LulzSec. It was called Lul Security because the state of security at that point, it was a fucking
hilarious.
Joke.
And it was fucking
hilarious. The bar has since they scared everyone away, and there hasn't been any major actors in the years from then until very recently. Yeah. I will just say that it just seems like instead of security posture getting any better in that time frame, that everybody just started resting on their fucking laurels because they thought, oh, if our corporation gets embarrassed, we can just lean on the FBI and they'll go kick some doors in and terrify people. It's only gotten worse. Like I'm looking at this shit and security is even more of a fucking joke today than it was 10 years ago.
And there are more easy options at this point. I mean, look, like you said, if you put it behind Cloudflare and you set up the correct rules, if you then do a robots.txt, but you do a proper one that doesn't expose the shit that you don't want exposed in it, and then you do a CSP, which will fight a lot of cross-site scripting and all the other fun stuff, and then you do proper HTTP headers, like, that set right there alone is like 80% of just keeping people from finding shit or injecting shit. Then from there, you just do a proper, like, OWASP or any other freaking, web application firewall, and there's another 8%, and then you've only got those few people who are really fucking good who are going to get you. And at that point, I mean, then you've got to work on the much harder stuff.
If you really care, you're gonna have that shit firewall. You're gonna have You're going to have Cloudflare or some other reverse proxy cloaking your origin. And then on top of that, another thing that a lot of people don't do, they think that Cloudflare is panacea. They think that it's going to save you from everything, no matter what. First of all, it is a fucking atrocious and easily bypassed web application firewall.
Yeah.
If you're going to rely on it,
it's a nice additional step, but like you've got other things to do.
Exactly. Realistically speaking, like you're going to have to put it in front of your shit. You're going to have to make sure that you are doing all of your local firewalling to ensure that the only servers that are able to communicate on the ports that you're wanting to serve with Cloudflare, you know, they give you the IP ranges. They give you their own internal IP ranges. You're supposed to take those, and you're supposed to be firewalling everything else off. So that only those
nothing
IP
else
ranges,
can be nothing. And I'm sorry, but on Linux that is so freaking easy at this point. You don't even have to be in IP tables anymore. No, like hard things. No IP route, no IP tables. Literally load up UFW, and just like the commands are unbelievably simple.
There are modules for HTTP daemons nowadays that handle all this shit for you. They'll go and get your SSL certificate with Let's Encrypt. They'll integrate with Cloudflare.
Use Caddy if you want all that built in. Caddy's great.
Yeah, like Caddy 2. Oh my god, Caddy 2 is fucking beautiful. Like,
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's a web server for people who don't know, and it's got all your SSL automation built in, so it brings it down. It's got a lot of modules you can configure that really like I was.
You can manipulate. You can manipulate your headers. You can do all kinds of stuff to like really throw some gum in the works of anybody that is doing scans of your infra.
Yeah, Caddy 2 is really cool.
You can really confuse them.
Yeah.
Like all of this shit is there. All this shit is there. All this shit is free. Nobody fucking uses it because I don't know. They're too lazy to read manuals, or they bought a bit of marketing fluff. And
every time I see Apache or Tomcat, I wonder why. At this point, I wonder why. Because at a minimum, you should have migrated away from Apache in like 2009 when Nginx was finally stable. Like, it has been a long-ass time.
Light HTTPD before Nginx.
Well, you had a couple years where you could have done that, but Light was not all the way up on some of the modules. Like, rewrites on Light HTTPD were a bitch in, like, 0607, so I decided to stay in Apache until Nginx was stable.
Yeah. And you know, Nginx is, it's not, like, a lot of people use Nginx for video serving, like live streaming.
Yeah, it has all that shit built in.
Like you can set up an RTMP ingest point in Nginx, have it do all your transcoding, output to Twitch. I actually I have an entire system and framework for that where I can just stream to my local Nginx, have it archive my full res stuff over the network, and it blasts it to Twitch. All kinds of fun stuff. Like that's a tangent, completely unrelated to all this. But if you've never looked into Nginx as your HTTPD, do it. And if you never looked into Caddy 2, which is relatively recent, fucking do it.
And it's actually stable enough now. Like Caddy 2, they've been saying for like a year, don't run this in production. But at this point, it's ready for production. It works fine.
We're on Caddy 2 at this point. Caddy 1 is great. Caddy 2, just its ability to administer and push new configurations on the fly without any daemon downtime. Like, oh my, I love it.
It's pretty.
I want to build a threat mitigation system just purely around passive monitoring, and then hitting that. Like, there's a lot of stuff, really cool stuff I want to build around Caddy. It's cool. Look it up if you've never heard of it.
Absolutely. So HBO, kind of, well, a documentarian kind of screwed you over.
Okay. I wouldn't say it screwed me over. But yeah, I was taken off guard. I'm gonna send you the clip now, and we can just find a quick timestamp if you want to put it up. Where it's HBO content, so we don't want to run afoul of it. We want to use
fair use. We want to use like less than 30 seconds.
It's footage of me. It's footage of me and my stuff. I should be allowed to do this. Like lawyers, back off. I didn't even sign a release, so double back off. Okay, so let me just shoot this over to you, and I'll give you a timestamp for you to possibly start it. Downloads, it I'm serious. I knew I didn't know that the HBO documentary that was coming up. I heard like there was buzz coming that they were doing it. It was all over the place, and I didn't know who the documentarian was. First of all, so I was like, oh boy, another Q documentary on HBO. This is probably going to be a thing. Then I learned that it was by Colin Hoback,
Yep.
who I had a call with a little under a year ago, when I first
like last
burst
September
onto
or
the
something,
scene.
right?
Yeah, something around September when I first burst back onto the scene in a public fashion, and I was really first of all I was like trying to explain like I know what's going on here. I have a lot of my own past. That just clearing the air on a lot of this shit.
Yep.
And Colin reached out to me in the first place. I don't know how he found me, but he reached out to me. If I'm remembering this correctly, I couldn't go and verify because my Twitter account is still suspended. But he DM'd me asking if I knew how to get in contact with Moot at all, and other people around the image board scene at the beginning of it. And yeah, he struck up a conversation with me, and we were talking for a while, and he started asking me questions because he saw Frederick Brennan recently talking about me and this whole anonymous thing, and he was like, wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, I looked all this shit up, and yeah, shit, you're right. First of all, how come nobody knows about you? And secondly, do you want to maybe get on a call and like we can talk about things? I'm working on a documentary. I might be interested in doing something with you. So let's have a chat. So obviously, I booked the call with him. And under no circumstances was I aware that like that was going to be used for anything at all. It was as far as I knew, it was an informal thing. We talked for like 4 hours. He has 4 hours of footage with me talking about the beginnings of the image board scene, all of the stuff with the internet hate machine, stuff about my life. He even has footage of me cooking a beef stew because he called me in the middle of the day, and I forgot to put dinner on. So I propped my phone up, and he's talking and asking me questions as I'm literally there dicing up potatoes and carrots. So if you take a look at the stuff that he has of Jim Watkins being a complete and utter weird creepo, just know that Colin also has slice of life footage of me from that call as well. He also has footage of me tending to some cannabis plants. Just like a lot of really funny stuff.
I never received the thing you sent.
Oops, I sent it to the wrong person. I sent it to the wrong
OPSEC 101. It has been sent to the, whoever. Been sent to HBO Legal to yell at him.
Woo. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. I'm not sending copyrighted material to anyone. Okay, so
I'm eating my dinner, as everyone can probably tell, but now I'm on dessert, which are these little cinnamon puff balls, which are awesome.
He asked me about what my plans were with QAnon and just like my thoughts of that whole situation. And I told him that I was getting ready to really take Jim Watkins to task and try to ruin his day. And I have been informed that in the final episode of this documentary, I don't think the title has been said yet. It's Q Into the Storm. It is a 6-episode documentary miniseries on HBO Max. So the final episode, episode 6, apparently is going to be covering a lot of the recent pain that I have been inflicting on the Watkins. So look forward to that. Now, so as far as this video goes, you can probably Oh wow. I actually haven't even watched this
Yeah,
myself.
we're just gonna
I've been
watch the
scared
first
to.
30 seconds of it, basically. If you guys are ready for it.
Watch the first 30 seconds of it.
That's, I mean, again, fair use is in play here, so they better be cool about it, because fuck them.
Yeah.
This document
alleges
that I am the
I'm
notorious.
always terrified to read it myself, or watch it myself. So I haven't watched this. I've sent it to people. They've been like, "Holy shit!" But I haven't seen it.
All right, let's bring it up here.
I am apparently watching an ad on your thing. So
4chan had a few knockoffs, including 420chan, which focused more on drug culture. It was started by this guy, Aubrey Cottle.
420chan, that started as a damn joke. Like it was 420. we were fucking high as shit. And he's like, hey,
that's
you
the
should
wrong
register
one, buddy.
420chan. That'd be fucking funny.
But Aubrey Cottle had another claim to fame. He had cultivated the collective of internet hacktivists and keyboard warriors known as none other than Anonymous.
Welcome. I am Anonymous 420. We interrupt your YouTube time to bring you this urgent news story.
Anonymous started as a prankster collective, and users were organizing to pull off comedic.
So, yeah. So, I gotta say one thing. The thing you can tell from that video is Kirt was not told he was about to be on camera that was going to be used. Because this is what Kirt looks like when he knows people are going to see the video. Because, like, he likes to present well. He's not a slob. Yeah? Are you there, Kirt?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching this 30 seconds and
yeah.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, I do need to watch that.
Yeah, you do.
That seemed like it really nailed things in a way I wasn't expecting.
Well, the part where Brennan says well, I really wish they weren't still planning my murder. Is like, well, okay.
Huh. Wow. Okay. That was on HBO.
It was. And there's more to come.
Woo!
That's episode 2 of, I believe, 6.
Yes, that is episode 2. I am now on IMDb.
Yes, you exist. You now need a pro account so you can edit your pictures and your bio and everything.
Yeah, at least it's cheap, but that's bullshit. You can't add a photo to a actor profile unless you pay. I think it's like $15 for a month subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wants to chip in for that would be great.
Right.
Woo.
Good times. So this guy, he records hours of a conversation with you that you think is on background because he hasn't said anything. You haven't signed a release, and well, I actually like the content that was used in terms of like the message you get across there, and the way he cut your words into it. Like it fits well, but like still, that's not how someone's supposed to act. They're supposed to get you to sign the release. They're supposed to let you know when the film that they're currently filming is going to actually be used. Like, there's a lot of steps that were missed here.
Yeah. At the same time, I have a feeling that a lot of the people that were in that documentary would not have signed a release by the time that thing was getting ready to. So I have a lot of questions. I'm not upset, but I have a lot of questions. HBO's legal team is also probably a little bit on edge. Like I would love to know the green lighting process.
There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle that seem to have been skipped. Now Jeremy says, lawyer up, but I gotta say, like, if Kirt lawyer's up here, then a lot of the other stuff that he wants to get out there into the world is going to become more problematic because people are going to be scared of using him in anything or talking to him for anything. So that's not the right move here. The right move here is just to tell the guy, hey, don't fucking do it next time.
I'm gonna highlight the fact that I did not sign off on anything.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be some uncomfortable discussions within the HBO legal department. But end of the day, I am actually beyond elated that that some of this stuff is actually properly, finally documented and conveyed in a mainstream media format. and like it's nothing but a positive as far as I'm concerned. So I'm miffed about not being asked.
Exactly.
I'm not miffed about the content being out there. Also, holy shit, he had straight up like camera angles, so like shooting at his laptop when he's
he had multiple cameras just for you on like Skype.
Woo! Oh, wow, holy shit.
Documentarians, man, they show up with cameras. It's their thing.
I feel so special.
Right. So I did show I accidentally showed a small piece of something that I wanted to get to, and I figured that's a good enough time to open that one up now. So I'm going to show you all a trailer to a documentary.
Oh boy.
And one thing I will say is it isn't what you think it is, and we'll talk about it afterward.
4chan had a few knockoffs.
This document alleges that I am the notorious hacker activist known to the world as Commander X. I am Commander X.
Why did he say that?
You try to tell him to shut up. See how that works.
He told me that he was a cyber warlord.
One of the most notorious hackers online.
I've been called cyber terrorist.
His alias is Commander X. He says that Anonymous may very well be the most powerful organization on Earth.
I was fucking Batman. I had powers.
Anonymous promised an army would bring unprecedented chaos.
The internet is coming for you. Get ready.
What are they after? What damage could they do?
We're saying who's gonna fucking rule in this world and who isn't.
He was attracted to the movement because of its activist potential.
I become more and more sucked into this idea of just permanent resistance.
You have a warrant out for your arrest.
They were coming for us. With guns drawn, literally.
It was pretty obvious I was going to be dead before I was 40.
It's protest, motherfuckers. Get used to it.
Anonymous Operation Golden Eagle is the weirdest human endeavor probably in human history so far.
He does have the right to remain silent. He chooses not to exercise it.
Audio.
Yeah, we have audio now. Sorry about that. I had us muted for the trailer. As you were saying.
That motherfucker makes all of us look bad.
He does, yeah. He makes everyone near him look bad.
He is certifiably crazy, and it's people like that are the reason why when I showed my ass back up, people thought that I was crazy. So thanks a lot. And also, booting up low orbit ion cannon does not make you a revolutionary.
No. No. So let me explain this to everyone, because I think you're actually going to enjoy the documentary when it comes out. But I want to lead you into it, right? So, the documentarian wasn't one of us, wasn't around us, wasn't deep in this culture, and heard about this supposed Anon who fled the feds and crossed multiple borders and was on the run and was all these things, all the things that someone says about themselves, and so thanks, wow, that would make a good documentary, which, if any of those stories were right or told correctly, that would have made a good documentary. However, we all know that someone might be a little off his rocker, and a little meaning a lot, and so he starts doing this documentary, which involves him finding Commander X, going to him down in Mexico and hanging out with him, and going to this big event that Commander X had set up where one other person shows up, not a big event. And he starts to realize that maybe I made a mistake here. And he starts finally getting around to asking people like me, other people who said no to even being in it because they knew his original angle. And I was very clear, like, I want to talk near the end. Talk to everyone else, and then reach out to me. And if you have something to say that I'm cool with, then we'll talk. And so I was near the very end of it.
that dude has a very odd and peculiar fan base that I still have trouble.
It makes no sense.
It makes no fucking sense.
So he comes to me at the end, and we agree to sit down and talk, and we're in a room, and he's got the cameras on me and everything, and he explains, so here was the initial idea, here's where we are now. We know that's all BS, and we're gonna tell the truth. And so that's why in the trailer you see me making faces like whenever Commander X says something, right? Because like half of the interview was, and then he told us this, and I'm like, why? Why would he say that out loud?
Everybody that I have ever spoken to that has had personal, like actual contact with that man, in under any capacity or even secondhand, he was a complete and utter nutcase. That he's released books. He's released self-written books, and if you can find PDFs of them to read for the pure comedy value, I implore you to do that.
But for everyone, that documentary is entertaining. It is entertaining, and it does tell the reality of it. And you do the stuff we're saying right now. You get this sense watching the documentary, so I think you'll be happy with it.
Yeah, if you really want to say a face of Anonymous back then, definitely wasn't Commander X. I would arguably it would have been more Barrett Brown at the time, if I'll be real here. And Barrett Brown also in that documentary.
Wearing his famous blazer.
Exactly. Yes, I want to. I am scared of watching things like this because of how much I will want to die. Much like my experiences lately playing Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
And feeling a complete and utter sense of dread and cultural appropriation and wanting to die. I feel like it'll be like that. Yeah. I still have to watch We Are Legion. I have a feeling that I will accept that one very well.
I think you will. I mean, I think it tells the story the best it could have at the time. I mean, graphically, it's the artwork in it and the sound design in it. Like, if you watch it for nothing other than like the sheer mastery of the editing, it is genius work. There's a reason it actually won at South by Southwest. Like it's a really well built doc. Now the content, that's up to you. I would love to know your opinion of it because I loved it. I think
by the time, like when it was made, like that was so long ago that it actually shocked me when I learned about the documentary and the scope of it.
Yeah,
like it literally goes over my period of history.
Yeah,
and it was so close to that time period that it actually kind of broke my brain that Brian had Brian never actually found anything that led him to talk to me, because it goes through the whole Habbo Hotel period. It goes through goes through Hal Turner, Epilepsy Foundation, like all of that, like Chanology. And as far as anybody was concerned until recently, the Hal Turner stuff was just December 2006 and January 2007. Which blows my mind because that was the beginning of it. Like,
yeah, it went on for a little while longer.
Went on for a long fucking time. And
that was like a 6-month op when ops averaged like a week at that point.
Exactly. Like we made his life a living fucking hell, and he tried to make my life a living fucking hell. And a year later, it was like none of it existed. Like, like I had been just like I vanished like a fucking ghost. You can even though all this shit, it's on the Wayback Machine, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I called into a show on March 2007. Like all of this shit is there. Nobody found shit. So that's why I'm looking at We Are Legion and I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna hurt.
I think you'll like it personally. I think if you watch it with the right mind, I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah. How the fuck did nobody ever find me? Like seriously.
I mean, I worked a little to help. A couple other people that you're close friends with did too, and
I know. There was a defense screen, but it got.
You didn't want to be found at that time, and I wasn't gonna be the one who made it happen.
Yeah, all it really shows is that journalists are really fucking bad at doing their job.
I think he could have found you if he tried hard. He wasn't bad, but like he was also trying to be respectful. Like, I mean, we had one of the Anons that you're really good friends with, like, actually show up live at South by, get on stage with us, masked up and voice changed and all that, and sit up there and talk, and then, you know, showed up just for that and then left right afterward. Like, we did a very good job of keeping them anonymous, and they didn't talk to anyone, but, like, yeah. I think he did a pretty good job of respecting kind of all of our wishes, too.
Yep. You had him on. You had him on a couple of weeks ago, and
he's
I
an
had a
awesome
good
guy.
laugh.
I love him.
Because around the same time that Cullen here for the HBO doc, around the same time I had that call with him, for months prior,
yep.
I was in Brian's DMs.
Yeah.
Showing him a lot of the same stuff. Because like at first we were DMing back and forth, and you could tell a lot of people back then, before like it really started hitting critical mass, and they were just like, oh wait, no, he's not actually crazy.
Yeah.
He was kind of standoffish for a little while, obviously. And I kept sending him stuff, and I
think a lot of that is due to the fact that none of us brought you up when he was talking about things, because there were a few people that we didn't bring up, right? And there's at least 3 or 4 other names that we could have said that we didn't. And
eventually you show somebody like back at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm out there, people know. Except for the people that still somehow think that I'm a LARPer and delusional, and like seriously, come the fuck on. You show them enough stuff, you fill in enough blanks, and you demonstrate that you're actually of sound mind.
Right.
And every single one of these people that I was having long-term dialogues with, all of them, eventually they had that, oh fuck, like.
Yeah. Well, Brian actually watched you the first time you were on the show here too, as he mentioned, in the when he was on. So I think that a lot of people now get it.
And then eventually, like once I knew that I would have sent people to you, frankly. As I've said before, like if I knew that you were open to it, knowing if you knew that I was okay with it, you would have talked. I would have told all these motherfuckers to go and ask you in the first place, and probably saved myself a hell of a lot of trouble.
It's a lot easier when you have someone they already kind of believe on this stuff. They're fact checkers. Half of them already know me. Like, I mean,
some of those people that are calling me a delusional LARPer are also saying that that you are also full of shit, because there's no fucking way in hell that any of these people have like anybody that hasn't been arrested. It's like, it's a whole fucking thing.
These people are all idiots.
They are all idiots.
They don't understand how any of it works.
They don't.
And that's okay. I mean, you got to have those people in the world. We're humanity. We're a wide range of intelligence. Mm-hmm. They're the.
Are you done? Are you done LARPing a super epic hacker man yet? Shut the fuck up. Right? Seriously.
Yeah. So you know what? I wanna bring up something that I just think is hilarious in terms of what it teaches us about the state of, I don't know, infrastructure in the world, general planning of the entire world. I'm going to show an image now. And this image is from today, but it's related to the entirety of the last week, basically. And no, it's not that one. It is this one. This image is, of course, there in the middle of the image at the corner there of Egypt is the Suez Canal. This is the amount of ships that are currently backed up due to the Evergreen. Do you see all those dots? Because every one is a ship that's supposed to have gone through the canal in one direction or the other already. This is how bad it is. That the Evergreen is down and still stuck.
Closed. Canal's closed.
This image like really showed me like just how important that canal is to, I don't know, capitalism, I guess. And you know what I think about that? I think it's nice to find out these choke points so publicly.
Atlantic Ocean's closed due to AIDS.
Right? Like, seriously. Like, everyone from India is no longer allowed in the Mediterranean, I guess. I mean, like, it's just, this amount of ships being so stuck, how much materials aren't getting to where they're supposed to. And we can laugh all we want, because a lot of these are like cars coming from China and shit. Like, they're nothing that matters. But
Y'all thought COVID-19 was fucking up the economy? Check this shit out.
This is a new world of what the hell. So anyways, I don't know. I saw this image and I was like, holy crap, you assume it's bad. You assume it's like a traffic jam at the canal when they say ships aren't getting through right now and they're backing up a little. But like, these are ships literally, like, you can look at a globe and you can see like off to the side where you can't even see anymore, there's ships backed up. Like, this is a traffic jam of epic proportions that we have never seen on this earth. This is insanity.
I don't know the accuracy of this, but I heard a estimate of the lost economic value being something like in the hundreds of millions of dollars per hour.
That's insane.
Man, oh man. I mean, realistically, who is that hurting? It's hurting big industry. It's hurting Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I mean, it's insanity. I'm hoping, as I was saying, I'm hoping that, we're laughing here because that looks fucking hilarious when, fuck capitalism. But at the same time, who knows how much in, aid for the African coast is in some of those ships, or medical supplies getting to, who knows about that stuff. That's problematic. But I don't really give a shit about some of the shit that, might be be out of a Chinese factory to America that ain't making it through right now.
Anything that is actually critical on a medical basis, I will say it's probably not being shipped by boat. It's probably by air. It's probably by air freight. So,
they might risk going around the Cape at that point and going down around the Horn.
Yeah, and on top of that, that also leads into back to the whole QAnon thing.
Yeah.
QAnon, the endless conspiracy theory nightmare hole from hell that is absolutely and utterly obsessed with the demonic Clinton family and their harvesting of adrenochrome from youthful children where they can eat their flesh. They are convinced that that ship was stopped by the usual white hat patriots trying to save America and reinstill King Donald Trump into the White House. They are convinced that that ship was loaded with cargo containers full of children. That has been the internal narrative within the QAnon sphere for the past few days, that that ship was involved with child trafficking. And basically, the nightmare never ends. These people will take anything, any notable world event whatsoever, and suddenly try and convince themselves that the global elite are trying to smuggle kids through this. I mean,
clearly the way.
How long has it been since the Wayfair thing? Like, seriously. The whole Wayfair child
with the cabinets and whatnot.
This feels like an extension of that bullshit.
It really does. It really does. I mean, people are insane, and again, it's Republican deflection, because remember, like, multiple QAnon and high level Republicans who have been involved in these types of theories have been caught in the last year alone as pedophiles. They are saying it so loudly that the other side is doing it because they don't want you to understand that they're the ones really doing it.
Absolutely zero child traffickers have been stopped and zero children have been saved because of QAnon conspiracy theorists.
But some have been enabled by
that
them.
Brought you
I actually think, if anything, that number is negative because of all the distractions they've put on actual resources.
Absolutely.
I think they've made it worse. And I think some of them are the traffickers, so, I mean, it's on purpose.
It's a smokescreen. Period.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the timer. I'm looking at the clock, and we haven't done, because we just shit on capitalism. Let us do our little moment of appreciation of our lives as slaves of capitalism. And I'm going to encourage you to follow and subscribe to Gregg's channel here, because this shit helps us eat and live.
It does.
And if you would like to contribute and help me in my day-to-day life, I am going to put the PayPal address that you can send money to, and I'm going to put my Patreon. And,
I'm going to assume that San Antonio beats you to it because he has every week now.
Yes, he has.
We love you, homie.
Yeah, we love him, homie. But also at the same time, people see somebody that is not me linking something to give me money. I got to make sure, like, people got to make sure that shit legit.
It is.
Yep, and that is legit. So I'm going to give a couple of crypto addresses, my PayPal address, and my Patreon.
Definitely
and
to everybody. Thanks for that hype train earlier too. I think that's the first time we've made it to level 4. That was awesome.
Oh shit. I saw the hype train. I didn't watch it progress. I've noticed you've been getting pretty good numbers lately.
This is going great.
Yep.
And for everyone who, loves all that fun stuff, as Kirt, starts to do that, we were talking before the show about the fact that, I have gotten addicted to Minecraft. Sorry world, but I have. So I am going to stream some of my new build I'm making, which is a giant village and everything. And Kirt was, the one who I leaned on, like, how am I supposed to kind of break up this content with that content? And what we're going to do is, since Twitch already breaks that up for you based on, like what you're doing, gaming or chatting or whatever, I'm just going to do it on this channel on here, but I'm going to do it under the gaming instead of under the just chatting, so you'll be able to tell the difference. But on YouTube, I'm going to create a second channel for the gaming stuff, and all the various gaming that I actually do will start to actually go up, which will be many. I have figured out OneCast, which is freaking cool. Thanks, Kirt, for that one. Because otherwise, I have no idea how to do it from that thing. Streaming from the Xbox without OneCast is like magic. So
it really is. It works really good. I just have a gigabit switch. The Xbox is just directly wired into there, and I'm just doing capture. The one thing that's a pain in the ass is that when you are doing capture of when you're doing network streaming for the Xbox One, it does some QoS like a motherfucker. So if you're trying to update or download anything, it slows to a crawl. I'm gonna bitch at Microsoft about that.
There are drivers like the killer gaming card drivers for that stuff that
not on the PC side, on the Xbox side.
Oh, okay.
If you're downloading something from the Microsoft Store,
right, it throttles everything hard.
If you're gonna get like 500 megabits per second, the moment you turn on in-home streaming and have that shit going, it drops to like 1 megabit. It's so excruciating.
It's horrible.
I
was saying on the PC, if anyone wants to know, like network drivers, there's some rules in play in the standards about how much of the actual CPU a network card or network chip, depending on how integrated your system is supposed to use for network scheduling and for handling all the packets going through. So for the most part, though, they're never gonna break 5% CPU usage, which can slow it down. You can get other drivers for your network cards. They're out there. You can Google them. That will take that away. And if you only care about my damn download speeds, you can put drivers in on Windows that will make things go so much faster, like orders of magnitude faster.
Nah.
Well, I mean, you can just do that with flags on freaking Mac OS. You can just do kernel flags on boot up. You don't have to do drivers.
Your good old sys control.
Exactly.
Fucking yep.
Good times. The
one thing that I always constantly forget to do every time I spin up a VM now, it's like I go and I try to use it like normal, and it starts shitting the bed. And I'm always like, the fuck is going on? Why is nothing working? Oh, right. I haven't increased my fucking my maximum file handles. I haven't increased it.
You haven't turned on, as Savage says, jumbo frames or any of the other 100 things. There's a lot of
my
things
TXQ. Fuck, man.
The defaults for all of that suck.
Exactly. Like this it's 2021. You'd think that this stuff would automatically be tuning itself on first boot, or
So Amanda Penn
it's the year of Linux on the desktop eternally.
So, yes, it has been since I first put it on my desktop in 93, and I've always believed so. But yeah, Amanda Panda asks, what do you guys think about Trump starting his own social media platform? Now, I have seen your response to this in a couple different places already. I know what my response is. He doesn't know anyone who knows how to secure anything, and nobody that I know that does have those skill sets would ever work for him. So, yeah, it's a ticking time bomb. The second it goes even slightly live, even for beta testing, it's in trouble already.
I'm honestly skeptical it even makes it to that point. I think it's just a straight up grade.
What about the My Pillow motherfucker?
Oh, well, his vocal network, which still isn't up, long past since he said he'd have a page.
Frank Speech. He named it Frank Speech.
Oh, that was the new name? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, because vocal with the other site and all that, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think there's a placeholder right now. I'm going to verify this.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so what I think about these sites is they're easily hacked.
FrankSpeech.com. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. This is... When this fails, when this completely blows up in Mike Lindell's face, I'm going to tell you right now, like that's going to be the critical blow to his psyche, and he's going to be back on that crack. I'll tell you what.
Who thought that name was good? Like
Mike Lindell.
What?
That's
what?
the only person that thought it
He
was
should have
good.
named it Pillow Talk.
Oh my God. Oh.
If you ever see this shit, Mike Lindell, you can fucking pay me. I don't care. I will give you a pass. I will give you a pass. I will let you do whatever the fuck you want. I will leave you alone. Pillow Talk, motherfucker.
God, he missed it. He missed an opportunity.
Dropped the ball.
Missed an opportunity there. Well done.
Woo!
Well done.
Like,
Well done.
It's .talk a TLD? Should have been Pillow.talk. Like,
Seriously.
holy fucking shit.
Wow.
These people, they miss the opportunity sitting right in front of them. Like, you know, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. It just
was brilliant.
Popped into my head. Popped in my head. The moment I thought, I was just like, what could have been a better name? Pillow Guy, Pillow Talk, motherfucker. Woo! See, now we got to make an actual social network called Pillow Talk, and we need to make it much better than Frank Speech. But
PillowTalk.com becomes like the social media of OnlyFans. Like it's, it's
we
sexual
can see
in nature.
where that's going.
Yes, this is the future liberals want. Yeah, we can totally make a competitor to all of these social networks. We're going to call it Pillow Talk, and it's going to be just a lot of self-love, self-care, and it's going to be the loving social network.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do this shit. I think we can make this shit work.
I'm here for it. I love the idea. So did you read about guns.com? Have you heard this one yet over the last few days? So guns.com got hacked. And
yeah, I did.
They claim that they didn't get much, but then of course on the dark web is the entire source code to their current site, the entire source code to the new build they're doing in Laravel, and all their customer data, including addresses, everything, all of it.
That chilling effect, the Department of Justice really trying to fuck over Tillie Cutman. I mean, that
really
chilling
things
effect,
down.
It's really slowing things down. I mean, like it's making people really fucking think twice about what they're doing next. I mean, whew, man, everybody's scared. Everybody's fucking scared.
Seriously.
No, keep it up. Keep up the good work, motherfuckers. Like if whoever did that
one,
shit,
good work.
Whoever did that, let's keep this train rolling. And also just completely legally keep this train rolling as legally. Just like Tillie, who did not do any crimes. She just Googled really well. I'm very sure that guns.com had their source code repository just out there on Google.
Might have been.
It seems to be the thing in vogue these days. And from there, I mean, what happens. Woo!
There we go. Yeah, so I know you're all the way up in Canada, and this one doesn't affect you as much as it affects some of us down here, but Georgia's attempting to make voting illegal. I mean, they're halfway there.
Wait, what?
Well, Georgia is, here, the state is trying hard to make it basically illegal to vote. Like, their goal is really to just make it where we don't get to vote anymore. So they're just doing voter suppression nonstop. And what's funny about the newest bill, and I mean funny like fuck you, not funny haha, is it's now illegal and arrestable to feed or give water to anyone waiting in a long line to vote. That's one of their moves to try and stop people from voting.
Okay. At this point,
that's the Republican Party.
We live in a modern world where
we live in a society.
We live in a society. Everything is online. Everything is so online to the point where there are conspiracy theories that the COVID-19 vaccine is putting a microchip in your body for Bill Gates to track every one of your movements. When realistically, we are all carrying spy devices for the NSA on a daily basis.
Everyone who's given me that story has been looking stuff up to show me on their iPhone, and I'm like, do you not see the irony here? Do you not get it?
Yeah.
It's not just a spy device for the NSA. It's a spy device for lots of people.
Well, yeah, exactly. So we're in a very online society, shall we say that even the absolute most Luddite American citizen is capable of going on TikTok and screeching from stuff they saw on Facebook, reshared 100 times over, that actually Donald Trump did win the election and the pedophiles will see their justice soon. Everyone is online.
And by the way, donate to my cause. We're fighting this fight.
Exactly.
It's all it's all a Gregg.
Everyone is online to that degree. If we're able to have banking, entire financial systems entirely and irreversibly reliant on these online systems, why can the greatest nation in the world, the United States of motherfucking America, why can't y'all figure out how to have voting be done online? Like, why you gotta have these fucking lineups? Why you gotta have all this fucking gerrymandering and shit to make it as unappealing as possible to go and scribble on a piece of paper and feed it into a machine that it's a fucking digital machine anyway. Like literally a computer is tallying your fucking votes at the end of the day anyway. So
well, look at Estonia, right? Most people don't even know where the fuck Estonia is. But
I know exactly what you're about to bring up.
But they have moved everything online. And I mean everything. There aren't government offices you can go to anymore because the people don't have to work in them anymore.
You have a USB reader and you have a card that you can insert in that reader, and that is your digital identification.
And you get to vote, you get to file all your stuff, you get to get your licenses, you get to renew things, pay your taxes, like all of it is just online with this one government ID, and they've got this really nice system. And the only issue that they've had so far with it is not its own tech or its own people. Everyone's been loving it. Is that Russia still really hates them, and so the GRU have been trying to hack it since day one, and just fuck with them and shut it down and all that. Their only problem is not that it doesn't work; it's that a powerful foreign nation hates them. So
okay, well, America's got paper fucking ballots right now anyway, and does that stop all the fucking conspiracy theories and all the bullshit of Russian election interference? No, it does not.
No.
Russia hacked the election is the hot button topic every fucking 2 years. Every time there is anything where citizens vote, pretty much anywhere in the world.
And a lot of the times they have done some bad things, but
exactly.
it's just
at this point,
I would love to see a pitch for a proper electronic voting system, but the paper trail is still important because of how bad the people in power are. Like, if I trusted the people on the other end of that digital system to not have implemented some cheating into it, because I don't trust any Republican.
They're tallied
and
by
most
digital
Democrats.
systems anyway. They're tallied by digital systems anyway.
Yes, with programmers that were paid by companies that might be run by someone who's the brother of a senator who has put code in that flips every 50th vote to the Republican.
So at that
all
point,
I'm saying is that shit has happened in the past. People went to jail in Florida for fixing the voting systems for Bush, but it didn't happen. It didn't come out until after the election had already been certified and after he had already been sworn in, so they couldn't undo it. The people who just wrote the software ended up in court. And the videos of the software programmer who programmed the hacks in court, explaining it to the courtroom what he programmed into the voting systems, are on YouTube. Like, you can go look at this. 8 people from Ohio went to jail for the same thing.
Free reality winner.
Exactly. So, like, my problem isn't that I don't believe that the systems could work. It's that I don't trust the people who would be programming them.
But again, like, yep, that's valid. There's already a weak link.
That's the problem. Like, fully open source and trustably open source and verifiable by hash, you know, shit like that. Like, I'm starting to get closer to believing.
Vote integrity. Vote integrity is probably the actual only realistic and logical use case for a system like blockchain.
Yeah. Well, I think NFTs, if they weren't such an environmental impact right now, if like Ethereum was on proof,
we still got to talk about that NFT shit.
We do. I just think those are a good idea. It's just proof of stake would be a lot better than proof of work right now because the environmental impact is huge.
But we can go. What's the least shitty organization we can donate to for like a coming call?
Exactly.
So
but yeah.
Realistically, so I mean, then again, yeah, you're living in a fucking nation where like your entire identity and everything that ties you to your financial health and your life, it's a fucking, not even a piece of plastic. I don't know if things have changed, but like your social security numbers, it's the most flimsy fucking piece of shit.
You'll get just a little piece of paper that is technically still illegal to even laminate.
Like, what the fuck? Canada, at least we get fucking plastic cards with that shit.
It's okay though.
You as an American citizen, you're not even worth more than a piece of recycled fucking paper that feels as flimsy as a 20-year-old dollar bill.
It's
and
fine,
by the way,
though.
y'all still have dollar bills. What the fuck?
Isn't actually an identification number.
Oh, and you can change them.
Yeah. You're not actually supposed to use it for identification in any way.
But everyone
shape, or
still
form.
does.
But everyone does.
Everyone still does. Your entire financial basis is based off of your identifying number. Like turn that into a plastic card. Turn your social security numbers into an actual like proper treating you like a human being plastic card, probably with a fucking smart chip that has your ID embedded. And then from there, you can even have it be NFC. It doesn't even have to, like, you don't even have to fucking give you a fucking card reader to put in your shit. Everything is all fucking moving to tap to pay. NFC. Your fucking phone is capable of reading RFID, NFC data. Like, you know, security's a fucking nightmare and all this shit anyway. They're gonna say the Russians hacked all of it.
All of it.
Pull the fucking Band-Aid off, modernize the fucking system, and let the chips fall where they may. Fucking work it out over the next couple of election cycles. For fuck's sakes, it is so goddamn tiring to watch the same playbook every year.
It is. It's tiring from this side too, where it's happening. Yeah. Like, but you know, today related news today.
Sidney Powell. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely. Dominion is suing Fox News for $1.6 billion.
And on top of that, Dominion just got a win here because Sidney Powell, known for the Kraken, you know, we're going to release
her argument that no one could possibly believe what I said because it was so dumb didn't really hold up well in court.
No. She said it was all bullshit. Anybody that listened to me is a fucking moron.
She also argued that she still believes it.
She's using the Tucker Carlson defense as a non-television personality.
It was only for entertainment.
Court filings.
So if it was just for entertainment, that means that everybody can entertain themselves to counter to suing you for basically everything you have and everybody that parodied your bullshit.
Also, so I'm pretty sure that makes her court filings all kinds of perjury and abusive process.
Reminder: Ron Watkins was part of that filing.
Yeah.
Ron Watkins was intricately involved with the Sidney Powell and Dominion situation. And I'm hoping people don't forget that. And I'm definitely hoping that people that are countersuing or seeking some level of compensation or justice on this matter don't fucking forget that little Weasley shit, Ron Watkins. The man who apparently read a manual PDF and figured out how Dominion rigged the system, and also doxed some Dominion employees, got them suffering in their real life, death threats. I'm sick of seeing these motherfuckers get away with their Weasley shit, because without them, it never would have happened or went anywhere.
Right.
They see the big names like Sidney Powell, and everybody focuses on that. Take Ron to task. Take Ron and Jim Watkins to fucking task already.
Longcat, he pays for 8chan with a pig farm. And I'm
No. Okay, so
the pig farm does make money, and it is part of the hosting cost, right? It's in the
pig
QDoc.
farm. He sold the pig farm in 2020.
Oh wow, that footage of him in the dock is old then.
Yes, that footage dates back to late 2017.
But he also hosts a bunch of sites that pay for the fact that he keeps them online when governments don't want them to stay up.
So Frederick Brennan has been very vocal about this lately, because he's a central character of the documentary.
Yeah.
That pig farm and his and Jim Watkins' restaurant, his vegan restaurant.
He has a restaurant there too.
He
sold them.
Those never made money. Those were fronts for him to launder money through.
Okay.
Jim Watkins is a millionaire, if not a multimillionaire. His entire that dude, he's got dirty money running through him like nobody's business. His entire net worth is based around his pornography empire, his Japanese pornography empire, some of which was marketing towards a long time ago, marketing towards pedophiles, of which I happily exposed in a piece collaborating with Mother Jones investigators this past October. That dude, nothing in his life is clean. And
no, it's all dirty.
He can't keep getting away with it. So yeah, he sold the pig farm. He sold his restaurant. He's no longer residing within the Philippines.
They told him to get the fuck out.
Yes, there was an international incident. There was a diplomatic incident after the Christchurch, New Zealand, and others. Basically, after 8chan got told to go fucking die in a hole somewhere, and they rebranded 8kun. He's basically been told to get the fuck out of the Philippines. And Frederick Brennan was attempted to be murdered by Jim Watkins as retribution for Fred's efforts in
telling the truth.
8chan. Yeah, for telling the truth. And something actually really crazy, that HBO documentary with Cullen, it contains footage of Cullen helping Frederick Brennan get his ass out of the Philippines as law enforcement there were actively hunting him down.
Yeah.
Because apparently slander and cyber libel, if you are on the internet in the Philippines, if you say something mean about somebody else in the Philippines, they will imprison you for it. Like that.
Yeah, you in trouble down there. They got no free speech.
That is an actual criminal act. So Jim Watkins tried to frame Frederick Brennan airing Jim's dirty laundry as a criminal act. Like he's cyberbullying me essentially, and they were searching for Fred. They were actively searching for him to put him in a Filipino prison, and that's why he keeps saying they tried to murder me. Because if you know what Filipino prisons are like, and you know what Fred is like, he's a cripple. with essentially glass bones.
He's a disabled person, although I know that he uses that word himself.
I'm gonna use the language that he refers to himself. I'm not.
I know he does. I like to say that out loud so people understand that, that's his own word for himself usually.
Yes, he was so self-loathing in his physical disabilities that he wrote a pro-eugenics article for the Daily Stormer. Just to show you just like how painful his own life is to him. So like none of this is insulting to him. Nothing. I'm using his words. He's a cripple with glass bones, where if he were to so much as trip and fall, he would probably break a shoulder and fracture multiple bones. He is that at risk medically. Jim Watkins tried to get him locked up in a prison that would definitely not let him keep his wheelchair, and would probably be very angry at his inability to move around and take do some capital punishment on him. He would die. He would die in there. That's not an exaggeration.
No,
he said
no.
it. I know what that's like. I know what his conditions are. He would have died probably within the first couple of weeks. So Jim Watkins tried to have him killed. Cullen, and footage of this is in that HBO doc. Back to the original point. Cullen had to smuggle him out of the Philippines while there was an active warrant for his arrest. So that's a very real and very stressful moment in time that was captured on film in that HBO doc. I suggest you watch that fucking HBO documentary. It's on every Sunday. Episodes 3 and 4 this Sunday, airing on HBO Max. I haven't been paid to promote any of this shit. I'm telling you, this is the level of shit in this saga that myself, that Fred, that the Watkins, that the image board world is embroiled in. And it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim and Ron Watkins are criminals. They promoted a sedition. They have been willfully allowing stochastic. The word is escaping me. Stochastic terrorism to be fomented within their online domains, and they do nothing but embrace that infamy and promote it as close to what they think is the edge of the legal boundary of doing so. And I am fucking sick and tired of it. And I cannot wait until they finally see justice. Fred can't wait until they see justice, and they will rot in fucking hell. Woo!
Well, there you go. And 100% agreed. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah, Greg, you really need. I put out the feelers to Sarah Hightower. You should too.
Okay.
If you want to talk to somebody that has been monitoring the QAnon situation for a number of years,
yep.
Who is an expert in cults, and you will probably have a good time talking about Scientology with her.
Yeah.
I implore you, reach out to Sarah Hightower.
Will do.
She's got a bit of a chip on her shoulder, which is understandable because, like me, she's been ignored and looked over,
yep.
and sidestepped for a number of years over a lot of topics that she is a fucking master tier expert, almost. But she is a scholar,
yeah,
of extremist cults.
Yep.
Send her a tweet. Say that you've already been contacted about this. We'd like to have you on to talk about cults. Talk about
I love it.
Shunrikyo, the death cult, the Japanese death cult,
yep.
that did the sarin gas attacks a number of years ago. That the members of that cult were sentenced to death and have been being executed over time.
I just wrote myself a note for after the show.
She is a forefront expert of that realm of extremist death cults, and QAnon is no exception. So,
awesome.
So if you want to have a real cool expert that is tired of being looked over, and I don't blame her, Talk to her after the show. Let's go and reach
Will
out
do.
to her.
I'll reach out.
I'm sure she's been open to it.
Awesome.
Frederick Brennan was after I reached out to her in the first place. Fred was even like, "You should do it. You should do it. Do it." So
perfect.
And nobody will understand this. The last part of my tangent here before we move on to the next subject. Nobody here will understand this, but Doug Stewart, I know you watch, and I saw that you were appreciative that I push Sarah Hightower, and I agree with you. It's a real fucking shame nobody has platformed her, and I'm hoping to make a difference there. And
yep,
I'm glad you watch me. I'm not as bad a guy as your girlfriend thinks I am.
There you go, chat. In chat, they asked, Jeremy asked, what we think of Jim Stewart's, and he's the RIP QAnon eliminator. I don't hate him. I think some of his conclusions are a little off for me. He draws some lines that I don't see yet, but I really like the fact that he does put in the amount of effort he's putting in. I like the work.
He's like me in his outspoken
his drive
and public energy and his messaging. Like he's like straight fucking bombastic to the point.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna dump on the guy. He's a good guy. No. He's a good friend.
I think he's doing great work. There are some links he's made that especially early on where he didn't see the Watkins link that really kind of, I was like, how did you not see this? Now he's updated all of his stuff to include, where they are in things, but
yeah. And I'm not gonna confirm that he does his own realm of research. Yep. I have my own body of work. I'm not gonna say anything bad about the guy. He considers me a friend. We're good.
Yeah, I
am
good guy.
I'm going to go over the bit of controversy over his bootstrapped organization, the Thinking Project.
Yes.
So
project.
It seems like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the fuck I do. Like I always as much as I love the adrenaline fueled furor of online conflict.
Yes, especially for people who are manic.
Yes. What I don't like, I've never liked, is when I become a subject of drama that I have not launched. Like when I'm pulled into other people's bullshit. When people try and rope me into other people's bullshit or their own bullshit and I have no part of it, or I'm adjacent to it and they try to drag me into it, I don't like it. Let me have my own drama because I got tons of it.
Yeah. So
that
you don't need
brings
extra.
I don't need extra. So that brings me to some recent problems with the Thinking Project, wherein somebody went infiltrated their Discord server and got into some of their private moderator channels and were taking screenshots and putting it all over Twitter and kind of drumming up this huge thing about TTP just being, the leftist version of QAnon and stuff. Like, it was all really fucking stupid. I saw that stuff starting to blow up, and I'm gonna say, I was trying my fucking hardest to de-escalate this situation because I know the signs of internet drama that's going to get real fucking stupid real fast. And the people that were central to this drama, they're kind of green on that front. Let's be real. They're green. They're used to digging, doing research, doing big Twitter threads, talking about all the shit they found, but they're not used to getting unilaterally ganged up on and shit all over.
Yep.
To the degree that was happening here. So I was doing my part as best I could, telling them, you're not going to come out of this unscathed. Just don't fucking go on the offensive. Like, seriously, you need to fucking think about your optics and your messaging. You're doing a fundraiser right now. They were in the middle of a GoFundMe
for
still fundraising, and they still are. And frankly, if they listen to me a little bit closer, I'm not trying to be a hard ass here, but I've been around the block a lot. And if my advice were heeded a little more closely at the heat of the moment, you might have probably finished that GoFundMe right now. And you know, I'm not trying to be a dick. A huge faction split happened right there, right that moment within the oppositional front against QAnon. Screenshots were taken out of context. Some hot-headed individuals within the TTP ranks were not listening to me, not listening to other people, and escalating the problem by threatening Frederick Brennan.
Yeah.
And I
isn't going to get you anywhere.
That's not going to get you anywhere. And some of these people had gone after Fred a number of weeks prior to this incident, and I had already told them when they tried this the last time. I straight up, like, I didn't take no bullshit. They just straight up on Twitter. It was told to them, leave Fred alone, back the fuck off. And that seemed to have been forgotten. People were, again, digging into Fred's past, of which he has a lot of regrets, much like I have a sordid past and I have a lot of my own regrets. And they were acting like, you know, it was 2014 at this exact moment, and Fred is a menace, and he's basically getting ready to seed terrorism all over again. Like, I was telling people, just stop it. Just de-escalate. Do not drag me into this shit. And to their credit, they made sure that I did not get dragged into it. Unfortunately,
which is rare for you.
It's very rare for me, and I very much appreciated all of that. Now, that brings me to the Vice Media hit piece that covered this drama. I had apparently been named in a Vice article covering this drama about TTP. I didn't know what the journalist, they reached out to me. I was busy with some other stuff, and that they didn't notify me at all about what they were working on as an article. I had a gut feeling it was probably a hit piece, but I didn't give a statement. I didn't talk to them at all. It kind of like it fell to the wayside because I was busy dealing with more recent shit. You know, like Tillie's stuff was going to hell, and I was more focused on messaging on that front. So Vice publishes an article covering this drama and names the two founders of the group, Jim Stewartson and Dave Troy, and myself, apparently. Aubrey Cottle, one of the noted co-founder of Hacker Movement Anonymous, as these three people are central to the Thinking Project. So yeah, I had a hit piece over drama that I was trying to stop in its tracks constantly. Nobody was listening to me. I was talking to Fred about it as it was happening. Fred was not even really upset. Like, he was making a point. The optics on one side were bad. They weren't doing anything about it to actually tackle the immediate optics problems. So Fred was going to do what he could to make it really sting for them. The individual that gave him physical threats, you know, all that had to happen was he had to apologize for it and step back and just let the situation mellow out. That didn't happen. Instead, it turned into hot-headed battles of perceived slights. And when your entire organizational meaning is to pull people out of QAnon or other cults and reintegrate them to society, have a safe landing point to pull them out of a nightmare. The absolute last fucking thing you want to be involved with is fucking online troll wars.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I fucking relish that shit. And you got me in there telling them, y'all,
this isn't the place for you.
This is not what you need to be doing. And whoever is taking these screenshots of the mod chat, please make sure that like I'm doing my part here trying to settle this down. Don't put me in one of your fucking screenshots. I don't care. Just like keep me out of it. Jim, do not involve me. And Jim was like, yeah, you know, I'm obviously I'm gonna keep you out of it. This ain't your drama. And I appreciated all of that. And this month has been a fucking nightmare for me on several levels. Holy shit.
Yeah. But like, we're on the other side of it.
Exactly. You know, and some of the people that are in the chat right now in this stream chat, like they are from the Thinking Project. You know, a lot of people that I have gotten close with or that support me financially are from the Thinking Project. And a core mission, I appreciate what the Thinking Project is doing.
Yeah.
The whole thing about label, the whole like thing with controlled opposition and all that shit, like that was stupid. Like all that shit is fucking stupid. And I don't want to see anything like that happen again. Like if I see anything like that spin out of control like that ever again, and my advice is ignored, I'm gonna walk away. And that this goes for any initiative, any organization, anything that I have become involved in. If you are not going to take my advice, and well,
if they're not going to take your advice, then why do they have you there? Is the real answer to it. Like
I'm going to turn around. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to dump on you. I'm not going to make any more drama. But
obviously, you're not needed here.
I am not needed here.
Yeah.
And
whether you are or not is another story. But you know what I mean.
And I'm probably going to get involved in your shit sooner or later anyway. And all I got to do is just I just have to distance myself.
Yep.
And I hate having to do that. So don't make me do that. The QAnon Anonymous podcast, because of my associations with TTP and the fact that, you know, they were going so hard, and, you know, I was going through a lot of stress prior, financial stress and stuff. And like I said one thing that I probably shouldn't have. I don't think QAnon Anonymous is controlled opposition. I don't.
No.
I posited the question, I wasn't even directly saying that they were. I was saying that I wouldn't be surprised if some of this stuff is controlled opposition because nobody wants QAnon to end because it's a moneymaker for some people.
Right.
I have absolutely nothing against the QAA folks. They have made it very clear to me that they were insulted and hurt as a group by these events, and Trevor, Julian, and Jake, I think it is. Those are the three. If you see this, even just like a clip that makes it their way. I apologize for any perceived slight. Y'all are doing real fucking critical work, and the HBO documentary is just exemplifying that. Nobody was there in the field watching this shit as early as you were, and I appreciate that. I was just at the time you saw these things said about you, I was just going through a lot of shit myself. I've been stretching it thin from month to month, basically like hand to mouth, and I will say that I was jealous seeing your Patreon income. Like you guys, you do good work. And you're making a shitload of money doing that good work. And I can see that you are reinvesting that and pulling in more people, like you're expanding your network. It's good. You know, you're not grifters. You aren't. And I hope to work with you in the near future.
There you go.
If you will continue to accept my apology. Fred had to do the intermediary, negotiator and arbitrator for this immediate drama for me, and I appreciate that he did that.
Indeed. Well, for what the bot's not supposed to do that like 3 in a row like that. That's stupid looking. I'll see if I can fix that because that's dumb. But we're 2 hours in now, and we've covered.
I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, well, I've covered all the topics that I wanted to cover, so like I've been letting you go. But what I want to know is, did we miss anything? Is there anything that chat wants us to talk about tonight before we head off? I do have some things I got to get done tonight, so I do want to not stay on for too much longer. I think 2 hours is fair.
And I think I might relax for. I have to clean my house because my landlord wants to come and pay a visit tomorrow, as I said. Yep. But I think we've been doing a little bit of a good exit flow of taking from us doing this show to me relaxing with some video games. I'm gonna set a hard time limit. I'm gonna set a hard fucking time limit for that tonight because I really gotta fucking.
Yeah, a few of you who get to stick around and actually watch all the gaming, like I usually watch a little bit of it, but I have stuff I gotta get done tonight. You keep on him. You yell in the chat if he's going too long. He's gonna tell us when his time limit is.
Yeah, but before we go and we do that, let's go to chat here. Let's do some questions.
Well,
Q&A.
So the first question is, of course, about and this went by earlier. I forgot to bring it up about Sakura Samurai. What do you guys have coming up? Anything you can talk about, or no big CVEs to announce yet?
There's a CVE coming.
Yeah,
there is one.
It's I'm just saying like things you can talk about yet. I know there's another thing coming. I'm just not going to say it.
So over the last couple of weeks, the Indian government situation has been further resolved, and we were given the green light to do a full technical breakdown and tech write up of our engagement, and we have done that. Within that write up of the India government engagement, I did something a little bit different. Instead of just writing what was done and the impact, I actually took the opportunity to pad it out with and you don't see this often with responsible disclosure write-ups.
Yeah,
I did additional footnotes under the auspices of a seasoned threat actor. Nothing too crazy, mind you, but I took the opportunity to because it seems like nobody fucking understands the mind of a black hat when it comes to these engagements, and I had already kind of like went overboard with what I was doing in that circumstance anyway. So I might as well let them see within the mind, the thought processes of somebody that would be in it for the long haul to really settle in and just the advanced persistent threat mindset. So our technical write-up of the India government hack, my segment at the end, has notes and thoughts from the mind of a black hat, how I would have progressed, additional steps I would have taken, steps I did take to cloak from forensics and detection, just the whole process of what you would do if you were actually a bad guy. Opportunities I was afforded, ways I could have moved laterally further than I already did. At the end of the day, I did some really scary and cool shit.
Yeah, you had fun.
So if you're interested at all, like if you're doing CTFs, hack the box kind of stuff, I encourage you to go and take a look at the finalized write-up of our Indian government engagement. Go to the end. It's the session takeover of financial application and chaining exploits, and see what really goes through the mind of somebody that didn't go to school to be a pen tester or an ethical hacker, somebody that is more interested in really getting into systems and networks undetected and looking around, exploring, maybe dumping some databases, doing some actual work.
Indeed. And that was obviously really nice of you to do for them too.
Yeah, I did. As somebody just linked it in the chat. I think that's the final version of the write up.
Yep.
But you know, we were in Indian newspapers. I think it's the Mumbai Times. Like
awesome.
Straight up, full on fucking newsprint articles about this hack because it was such a big deal, and then apparently the Pentagon got involved at one point, which is like
weird, right? It's that's a weird feeling. It's got to be.
Yeah, like we're going back and forth between apparently the United States government finding that hacktivists are a counterintelligence threat, and the Pentagon stepping in and assisting with disclosure to a foreign nation state. So I'm like, do you like me? Do you hate me? Special shout out to all my friends in the Justice Department and the intelligence community. I love you all. I know you're watching. Woo!
Something I never thought you would say.
You know they're watching, Greg.
Oh, of course. I know they're watching.
There's no fucking way I'm not under like several levels of hellish surveillance. Let's be real here.
So I have a question for you that you might know the answer to. One of the fun things that, and by fun I mean fun in air quotes, that the DOJ has brought up against Tillie is of course the t-shirts. Now that shop still exists. Is Tillie still actually making the money off of that shop? Do we know the answer to that?
Yes. Yeah. As far as I can tell, yes.
Okay, then I'm going to share that in the chat.
So what I would do before you do that,
I already did. So sorry.
So okay, so you can take that link. I am going. Tillie was suspended after the Verkada breach. But Tillie. I don't know.
I hate the name too.
Yeah, like
I've mispronounced it like 500 times, but I had to say it like twice earlier today, so I caught myself.
And while I go and get Tillie's current Twitter account, no, sorry, it's not Tillie. Tillie's been suspended. She's not ban evading. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's the other thing. The indictment says that her ban evasion is a CFAA violation,
which is some bullshit.
Yeah, apparently breaking the Twitter terms of service is another case of unauthorized access of a restricted computer system. Anyway, so I'm gonna link this, and while I'm getting that, I'm gonna say everybody give a shout out to my son Dade, named after Dade Murphy, the protagonist of the movie Hackers. Yes, my son is named after that motherfucker. Hack the planet.
Hack the damn planet. So yeah, everybody, I think this was a great show. Definitely, if you feel like supporting this guy,
I'm gonna give Tillie's.
Yes. I'm not going away until you do it. If you want to support this guy, his stuff has been posted in the chat a couple times tonight. If you want to support us, subscribe to the channel here. The bot has, I'm sure, shown the other ways to help out. This stuff right here. It all helps keep us going. But yeah, definitely check out that.
Can I also ask ask the mother if she would permit this? But maybe show everybody a picture of little old Dade. You all want to see my kid? You all want to see my newborn baby son?
I haven't seen her in the chat tonight. Is she there?
Oh yeah, she's there. She's watching.
Okay, I haven't seen her there.
Yeah. Y'all want to see my son? Want to see a picture of my son?
I believe everyone should. I don't want it to get you in any more trouble. So are we cool?
It won't.
Someone in chat tell us it's cool, and you know who that someone is.
Yes. Yeah. There she is.
There she is.
Can I show them? Can I show them, Dade? I'm asking.
We all want to see.
They want to see the future terror of the internet.
Awesome. Yeah. So, do you want to just show it on your screen, or do you want me to put it up?
Yeah, I'll put it on mine. Just give me a second here.
Awesome. Healthy babies are amazing things. Oh,
indeed they is.
You both should enjoy this. It's a great time.
Oh, I have no idea when I'm going to meet the little guy personally, because he was born in the United States, and I am probably not going to be traveling to the United States anytime soon.
I have
obvious
faith.
reasons.
I have faith you guys will get through that part of it at some point. You definitely.
Yeah, I just want.
I have hope.
Anyway, here
show us
is...
a picture. Show us a picture.
Yes, here. Let me just.
Oh, that's. Bring it to the front. There it is. Nice.
Dade Anduin Cottle.
Nice.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
Look at you.
He is going to be so fucking weirded out as soon as he's able to comprehend who his parents are. I'll tell you what.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'll say something. If any kid gives that guy shit in school,
yeah.
Hell, he's probably gonna make their life.
Yeah, he'll have a good time of it himself, I'm sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Your job is never at that point to mess with the parents, with the kids. By the way, it's to mess with their parents, to make the parents understand that they should keep their kids in line.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure to drum it into his brain to get all of the really bad and gnarly computer crimes out of the way while they are still a youthful offender, and always practice good OPSEC. So
always practice good OPSEC. That is great. You know. Teach him well, teach him right. I mean, one of my favorite.
I got
moments...
no problems with Tillie. I got no problems with Tillie personally. Like she has her gimmick. Absolutely no OPSEC. But there are risks. Yeah. So I'm telling you.
No. Teach him right. Teach him right. But savor those moments, because like one of my favorite moments with our kids is you know, we brought them both to Occupy, and you know, they were very young. I'm talking like 4 years old. You know. And we had one simple rule. I wasn't going to let them hold, and this was their mom's rule. We weren't going to let them hold a sign that said anything that they didn't understand. So, like, they weren't going to hold up some, like, anti-capitalist big... No. So, like, one of them held up a sign that, you know, said, "I'm 6 and what is this?" And the other one held up a sign that just said, "honk." Because of the protests, you like making the cars drive by honk. So we had them holding those and stuff like that, you know, just, you know, have those fun moments. Make sure you get those pictures. Make sure you record all of that. It's worth it.
My first source code discs are from when I was 4 years old, and it has that young preschool-esque writing on them where I'm writing letters backwards. So
nice.
There's a track record here, and yeah, my kid's first 0 day is probably going to be before he's double digits. I'll tell you that much.
We had some very, I mean, thanks, Nergal. The rules are pretty simple. You know, it's I'm not going to put words in their mouth. I'm going to wait until they can formulate these opinions on their own. And we read a lot to them. They read a lot early. They were very good at getting there. And a lot of people complained that we might have given them computers and whatnot a little early. You know, they both ended up playing around on iPads by like 3 and 4 years old, and then having their own, you know, other systems, you know, really soon after that. But
when I was 3 years old, I got my NES for Christmas, and I already had an Apple II and a Commodore 64 in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it helped them with their reading and helped them with their comprehension, and honestly, they used it to do a lot of interesting studying. Like I can remember at 10 years old, one of them, you know, on Khan Academy, like doing biology courses. Like, just because it was there, I had installed it on the iPad just to see what would happen. Like that type of stuff, you're gonna have fun with it.
I fucking bet. Like, he's probably gonna be a little shit like me. My youth psychiatric evaluations and developmental evaluations when I was 6 years old. I already had a grade 7 to 9 reading level, and apparently my first spoken word out loud was my own name. So anybody that calls me a narcissistic, egotistic little shit
started from day one.
I've been like that since day one. So
nice.
It's gotten me this far in life, and if you hate it, fuck you.
I love it.
I'm more mellowed these days.
Yeah, you are definitely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That was fun. I didn't think we'd get to see that. I didn't think we'd get to see that, so that was awesome. I hope everyone liked that. I'm
gonna start setting up here for some video.
Yeah, get set up
keep
for...
Keep the questions going in the chat.
Yeah, let them get set up for the gaming, and then we'll... what game are you gonna play? Do you know yet? More Watch Dogs?
I'm gonna turn this shit on right now and see if it needs a fucking system patch first.
Oh, of course.
I seem to always make that mistake.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So Microsoft possibly buying Discord. I personally think that was a rumor put out there to drive the valuation up. I mean that's what it looks like to me.
I would rather Microsoft be the owners of Discord than the current Chinese interests.
Yeah. And I mean they're still in talks. The talks aren't over. They don't have it yet. So like they've tried, remember, they've also tried to acquire many other companies and they haven't been able to pull it off. They tried to acquire Pinterest early on. They tried to acquire TikTok last year. They aren't actually good at acquiring these types of companies. So it's still hard to see it, you know.
The fact that they actually pulled off the Mojang acquisition still is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow, they actually did that. That's the best fucking acquisition of the last decade. Really.
Yeah, I mean, and again, also, the other thing that you have to kind of think about when you think about Microsoft getting this is what do they get out of it? Well, most of their clientele are business or, you know, the computer buyer, but they're not like the gamer, they're not like the average user. Like, they don't have a lot of our eyeballs other than the Xbox.
Hi, Louise Mensch. I know you're watching. Thank you for the compliment on the baby. I got all
thanks,
these people
Louise,
following me around everywhere. Jesus Christ.
No, we love our viewers, but
wellness checks are attempted murder. I will not.
Damn straight. But you know, I think they're going to be getting. I think what they get out of it is literally just a more customer-centric user base, because like they're working on models of Office now where they're actually going to start giving Office away for basically free here in the near future, like by end of next year. So they're losing a lot of like their young customer base. They're trying to figure that out. They got the devs by getting GitHub. Now they want to get the gamer kids
and VS Code.
Yeah, and VS Code is. I mean, you know, I hated Visual Studio for so long.
Visual Studio is fucking dog shit.
And I was just, I was using Sublime for a long time, but like, VS Code is not bad. I'm not gonna lie, the VS Code is not bad. I'm still not using it as my main, but like, it's not bad. They've done a good job with it.
I migrated from Sublime Text 2 to VS Code probably 5 years ago, and I have not looked back.
Yeah, most people I know have moved over to it. I use more dedicated tools, so I'm still using PHP Storm, WebStorm, and the whole JetBrains suite, because I like some of its integrations a little better. But IntelliSense is awesome. The programmatic ability of it. But with Discord, I think they're just trying to tap into that youth, and I think honestly, the real goal is integrating it into Xbox Live. Making Xbox Live the premier platform.
Xbox Network. Sorry, Xbox Live is a dead name.
They changed it for the subscription thing. But making it where you can stream your gaming from Xbox through your Discord is, I think, what they're aiming for in the end. I think they want to be the whole platform that you then, you know, are broadcasting on Twitch or something. Because we all know they failed when they brought, you know, up their own service and, you know, gave Ninja $60-something million.
I don't know why they gave up with Mixer, because if anybody here played around with Mixer as a service,
it was a better platform. But
they had some really cool tech. Like there was a lot of really cool shit there. It just seems like all of these companies, they make these acquisitions and then they give up right when the going gets tough. Like the moment they start feeling any kind of pressure, doesn't matter like how fucking cool and unique their offering is, they're just like, oh yeah, we're terminating service.
Yeah, we haven't already passed Twitch, so I guess it's over. I mean, that logic just kills me.
Like they did the $10 million, like they did all of these big deals with mainstream streamers and then just gave up.
Which I thought was funny because like I wouldn't hate Ninja so much if his wife didn't like saying the N-word live on stream multiple times. But you know, and then him apologizing for her.
Streamers. Okay, like and Ninja, he's good. He's popular with the kids. Like his wife, okay, whatever.
He's a good streamer too. It's just him apologizing for her by saying, it's just lyrics to the song." Like, no, that's still no.
PewDiePie and his heated gamer moment.
Yeah, he had a problem.
Dr. Disrespect and
well, Dr. Disrespect and everything. He should have been canceled a long time ago. Fuck Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
The amount of women that have come out against him and no one seems to care like blows my mind.
Indeed. So apparently I got a 4 gigabyte update for the console. I'm glad that I fucking checked this shit. So
nice.
We're gonna keep talking. And my God, I can't fucking like, who the fuck is watching this shit every week? That I'm like clearly Louise, Doug Stewart, a whole lot of fucking muckrakers and people that like known individuals are watching this stuff live every week, and I almost feel flattered in a way. Thank you.
You should. It's fun to have fans, even if they're watching for less fan-like reasons. No, come on. It's fun to have fans.
Louise has seemed to take a liking to my sense of humor. I think she likes the sparring back and forth. She has admitted to such, and I will admit, it's quite entertaining. And I take my licks like a graceful gentleman, and it is a lot of fun. I had nothing to do with Blue Leaks. Cut that shit out.
So, I mean, we could talk about, qualified immunity and the fact that New York City City Council voted it out. The first major city in the United States to get rid of qualified immunity.
What is qualified immunity? I'm not American.
You want to take that one?
Yeah, so qualified immunity is a doctrine that protects the police from civil lawsuits if they're acting in the course of their official duty. It's pretty broad and expansive and gives them a huge legal shield. It doesn't technically just apply to the police. It applies to government officials in general if they're acting in the course of their duties. But police are definitely a big beneficiary.
Cop fucks with you, but he's on duty. You can't sue him for shit. You can't file charges against him for shit. Like it made it really hard for people to come after them. It was systemic racism built in because it was originally brought in to stop the Freedom Riders down in the South as they were going around from coming at the police through the courts after they got attacked by the police. And it's still in place in almost every major city in the United States of America. So the first big city to finally get rid of it and help us make cops a little more accountable is New York. And the vote went through yesterday. Yeah.
Good. Tear down the boys in blue looking out for their own.
Yeah.
I mean, realistic. Like next step is stop giving them paid time off every time they kill an innocent civilian. That would be good. If a police officer is under internal investigation for the murder of a civilian, they shouldn't be getting an income, or they should be getting a highly reduced income.
No, they should be in prison.
Until the case has been resolved.
Right.
Like innocent until proven guilty and all that shit that is a whole bunch of bullshit. They're not going to have their body cam on and
right.
Outside of all that, I'm just saying, just like as a general like basic rule, police murdering motherfuckers and then getting paid time off until they're able to sweep it under the rug and make it go away. That's half the problem. Stop it. Like
getting rid of qualified immunity is a start. It's like one of the 500 pieces that needs to happen. But just seeing it happen at all is surprising to me. I mean, and seeing it happen in New York, where their union is strong.
Yeah,
I really didn't expect it.
It's not just American cops. It's not just an American problem. Here in Canada, you see in various provinces, Alberta's got a huge fucking problem with native racism with the native community.
Like every province does, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's especially bad in Alberta.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's the Texas of Canada.
Yeah. Woo. Alberta is a real fucking shithole. And the reason why I brought up the wellness check thing and being attempted murder is
also Ottawa.
Ottawa, Ontario. A wellness check was called in on an individual, and they went to the wrong house, and 10 armed police officers ambushed a black gentleman in the middle of the night while he was sleeping.
After taking his son and interviewing them. Before then going into the room.
Wellness check for a man that's suicidal leads to 10 armed officers intruding
guns and
on
flashlights pointing at you while you're waking up in bed being screamed at by cops.
the wrong house. And anybody want to tell me how this isn't the fucking like the socially acceptable version of swatting? Like, let's be real here.
No, it's horrible. But that's another reason you defund the police and you take the money that they were using for that type of action and you put it into the proper actual, workers' hands. There are people who have the right training to deal with that correctly.
Yeah.
It's not the cops.
If you see somebody that's suicidal and you're worrying about them enough to call emergency services to go and check on them, call a fucking ambulance. Like call the doctor. Don't send police officers that are going to lean on their traditional day-to-day training of breaching a hostile situation and come in with guns, because most of the time that dude ends up dead because a cop capped him.
Yeah.
Or a household animal, pet, a dog, beloved, whatever, a member of the family ends up dead or maimed.
Yep.
That shit is fucked up. And
yeah, it is.
If you do that shit, knowing this track record, you're fucked up. Or at least very misguided, and you don't understand the danger that it poses to people's individual lives at this point.
Yeah.
And if that's legitimately the case, I forgive you. Louise, if you did not know this, which I doubt, but feel free to correct me, I forgive you. Don't fucking send cops to people's homes.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances. Fuck's sakes.
People who use guns for a living go with
And
guns.
they're worried about my safety, and they see a firearm or a weapon there that I might use to hurt myself. So obviously, I'm a threat to my own safety, and the police did what they needed to do to secure my own safety, and I'm now dead. Like, that's the logic of how this shit plays out. Let me check on this.
Yeah, where's the update going?
Let's check on this shit. And I like gun control. Not like I don't care about gun control. I care about mental fucking health.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
I'm all for proper gun reform laws, but like a lot of it has to do with mental health.
It is all mental health. 3D printing is a rapidly expanding and maturing space. You're not going to be able to stop the guns. All you need to do is fix your fucking medical situation throughout your nation and put more emphasis on mental fucking health. I swear to God. I've been seeing a lot of this stuff because there was another mass shooting recently, race motivated. That's yet another hot button topic that we did not go into. He wasn't a sex addict. That was a racial motivated shooting by a person that was unhinged and broke and probably should have gotten help a long time ago and did not because the
system
facilities. The system within the United States is completely and utterly fucking terrible.
Yep.
Gun reform laws, banning firearms, all of this restrictive shit. That's a distractive, like that's distracting from the real root of the problem.
Yeah.
The real problem is y'all need to start talking
housing,
with
mental health, UBI. There's 100 things that you put together. And less people get that stressed out. And less people have reason to do crime. Such as, I'm so goddamn poor and I'm not getting any mental help. Like, you put all that together and, there's problems.
Mind you, there are far-right shitbags that are constantly pushing the firearm narrative. Like, the NRA is a garbage organization.
Yep.
But end of the day, guns are not the actual fucking problem. Like, the old joke, guns don't kill people, people kill people. It's actually true.
Sure, but less guns out there would be better for all of us. Not all the guns, and nobody needs to come take your guns from you. I'm just saying, we also don't need everyone in the country having 20 guns. We don't. There's a limit to how many need to be out there. Exactly. That's just a strange.
The gun fetishism.
But we're
leaning so fucking hard on the Second Amendment, which I'm not even fucking American, and I know that the way that a lot of these people interpret the Second Amendment is complete and utter fucking bullshit.
It is.
Y'all ever actually read that thing and read and thought about the context of which it was written? Y'all ain't protecting your nation against enemies.
Against the redcoats or
most
anyone.
of you are not in a militia, and if you are, you're probably a domestic terror threat.
You're probably LARPing.
Yeah, if you
You're
think
probably
that you're in a
either LARPing
militia,
or a domestic
you are
terror
absolutely not in a militia in a constitutional sense.
Right.
The constitutional militia, the equivalent nowadays, is the National Guard.
Then again, y'all read the fucking Bible and interpret it in God knows, like 10 billion ways that it absolutely never actually meant. So your own governmental documents, I'm like, it's no surprise that y'all don't fucking understand anything actually committed to a piece of paper. 80% on the patch.
All right. Well, there we go. We are almost there. We are going to switch over, and Kirt is going to play video games for a little bit. When we switch over, I mean it. And I mean it you, Kirt, and I mean it you, chat. You make sure this guy isn't still gaming at 3 in the morning, because he's got some shit to do. Couple hours, 3-4 hours. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but, like, you in chat, I'm going to hold you to it.
Midnight, I'm kind of like midnight Eastern time.
He's still playing at 2 a.m. You guys know what to do.
At midnight Eastern time, I need to get my fucking ass up, and I need to do cycling. I need.
And we need a freaking 80s montage at midnight where you put on the headphones, you put on the jogging pants, and the house is suddenly clean.
I am imploring all of you. I am expecting this responsible audience that absolutely loves me and loves to see me fuck around and not do things that I should probably be doing to make sure that I do things that I need to fucking do.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So let's see here. I have no idea what I'm gonna play. I get that a lot lately. People asking me when you do your shows on Friday. What time? I keep fucking telling them. They never show up. It's archived. It's archived. You can watch it.
Exactly.
If you're just showing up, if you're just showing up, then I'm about to go and play some fucking video games for a few hours and purge my mind of this geopolitical
indeed
refuge that is my life.
Yep, homie. I've done the same thing. So, like, I mean, we're
Louise,
all
you can
that
still
guy.
apologize to me for scaring me with that wellness check shit. Like, it's open offer.
Indeed.
Whew. And yes, we do have a very beautiful baby, and I thank you for that.
Indeed you do. I'm so happy for you that it's absolutely healthy, ready to go. Like, you are gonna crush this one.
I'm serious. Like, clearly she's watching because the moment I put that picture up, that tweet happened.
Oh, we know. It's cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the views. All views count.
We're very interesting motherfuckers. Us hacker trolls.
So
coming in back into the game from the darkness.
So I need a quick break. I gotta go to drink, use the restroom, all that fun stuff while we wait for the rest of this patch to happen. Yep. I'm gonna go take a break real quick, so I'm gonna hit the button over here. And
hit the button, and I'm gonna do some more sit-up.
And we will be back in just a couple minutes. Or maybe like a minute and a half or so.
Yep.
All right, we are back. There we go.
I am just doing general system maintenance here, where it's telling me I need to uninstall some shit. Yeah, Mensch, you really want to make me smile and feel appreciative when the baby registry or gift registry, whatever, for Amazon, like when we do that, buy my wife some stuff. Buy her some shit for my son.
Absolutely. And also, get on that. Like, that should be up already. Clean the house first, but then...
I've been dealing with so much, and also,
I know, but, I gotta say it, I'm not a friend if I don't.
The mother is with my son, and they're at the computer, and she sees stuff she likes. She can add to an Amazon wish list, and
Hey! I'm just saying, either of you, but get it out there. There are people who are really, really wanting to help. So get it out there. People are definitely waiting for it.
I'm but a platform. I'm but a voice. I have a lot of shit on my plate, pretty much any given day, all the time. So maybe help her out here, or but
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, everybody. But yeah, so where are we? How we doing?
So the patch is done, and I am selecting a few things to uninstall because it was choking on the lack of free space.
Nice.
For it to do updates. Call of Duty what the Cold War? It's fucking 101 gigabytes. What the fuck?
It's gigantic. It's fucking stupid large. There's no reason for that. So hey, one of the things I forgot to bring up today is Pete Buttigieg. I
always wondered how his name was pronounced.
That's not how it's pronounced. That's just how I pronounce it.
Yeah, I just call him Butt Gay. Gay.
But he decided to say publicly that he hates poor people and loves rich people. I mean, the real quote was that a mileage tax shows a lot of promise to funding infrastructure projects. But that's the same thing as saying I love rich people and I hate poor people. Because a mileage tax on your driving and your miles spent on the road very negatively impacts the lower classes in the society that you're in, because a hell of a lot more poor people have to drive to their jobs than rich people. And a hell of a lot more poor people are out driving all the damn time doing all of their work. Including all the new gig workers and everything else from the last decade. It is this type of a tax. It doesn't need to exist for 100 reasons. One of them being they are already actually doing a tax like this at the gas pump that should be paying for this, but instead that money's going to 100 other things that aren't targeted at what it is. The gas pump tax doesn't need to go up. It just needs to be rerouted to the infrastructure products related to actually using that damn gas. A mileage tax is an attack on poor people. It is a gift to rich people. The rich should be taxed more at the proper rates, at the pre-1980s rates, at the pre-1970s rates.
Any municipal infrastructural taxes that impact the working class in a negative manner, it's a poor tax, and it's a way of keeping you the fuck down. Yep. Same goes for anything for any fines for any crimes that are committed. Like if police can give you a ticket and you're not getting a crime on your record, that's a poor tax.
It is. It really is.
That is a system of oppression.
In most countries, there are some places like Scandinavia where they'll actually issue fines based off of. So, not
the rest of the world. Not all of the rest of the world is as barbaric as the United States. Like remember, I am always talking as a North American.
You have disappeared, and I think it might be my fault.
No, maybe.
Well, you were off to the side a little.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix that here.
Yes, I am getting ready to swap this shit over. I think my channel is actually live, and they actually can't hear you talking, but they can definitely hear me talking. So
fair enough. Are you guys ready to raid Kirt so we can get over there and watch the game?
Let me get this fucking one cash shit up.
Maybe. Let's. This was a fun show, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the fun we had. I loved the show tonight. Lots of good stuff
cat.
from chat.
My cat is being a brat and knocking shit off my desk.
Cats all over the place. And it says you are live, so I'm gonna send the raid over right